a monster pool of capital. And what we're just seeing is through these treasury companies, through all kinds of different avenues, the aperture of being able to buy crypto being widened and widened and widened. More avenues bringing people into the tent. I think one of the things that I actually didn't even comprehend is these treasury companies have done so well. The public equity markets are so much bigger than what the crypto markets were. And so as we're really broadening our reach through public equities into our asset class, you're just seeing tons of money pour in. So I'm in the lane that Bitcoin is digital gold, and it's a hedge against incessant money printing. I don't think Bitcoin will be used as a currency. I think stable coins will be. And I think you're going to continue to see Bitcoin appreciate as long as we have governments that can't spend less than they take in revenue.
What about Ethereum? Because that's been on a run as well.
Yeah, listen, Ethereum has a story that's a little different than Bitcoin, which has always been we're going to be the base layer of trust where lots of projects get built on top of. And it's going to be so used by so many different industries and people that it becomes a currency itself. A lot of the stable coins will be running on Ethereum rails. And it's a trusted blockchain.
All right, there you have it. Mike NOVOGRATZ with Galaxy Digital, bullish on Ethereum and thinks Bitcoin is digital gold. Welcome to the Market Analyzer Show. It's Thursday, August 7th, 2025. A lot to get into. Today's show is called The Most Important Moment for Ethereum, and let's get right into it. Fear and Greed Index, 62 greed. 8 points today up, and Bitcoin is 117,451, 2% up. ETH $3,869, 5.5% up. And let's check out some of these Ethereum companies, because this is what's paving the way for Ethereum, this institutional buy. May2 Incorporated right there, number 17. That's brand new on the list. So that's another one added to the Ethereum treasuries. 1.7 million Ethereum holdings, total value just under 7 billion, 6.7 billion. 1.4% of public companies dominate Ethereum, and there are 17 companies on the treasuries. Bitmine Immersions Technologies being number 1, holding 833 ETH. SharpLink Gaming 522,000 ETH. Coinbase Global 136,000 ETH, and BitDigital, BTS, GameSquare, the Ether Machine, Bitcoin Group, Phoenix Digital Assets, and so on. Let's check out this Ethereum chart because it's looking very, very bullish. This is why I wanted to make this video right now. This big solid purple line right here represents Ethereum's resistance over almost 5 years, making a higher to lower cup and handle. You can see that right there. But it also represents the first cycle that it was in, also making a wedge with a higher to lower cup and handle. And then you can see the result after 2021 with the 7,600% increase over 21 months. If this was the bottom for ETH, it looks like it right there, because this blue line was a higher support over 5 years. And then finally hit a top here back in November 2024, and then had a sharp decrease all the way down to the new threshold, this green line right here, which we'd call the bottom for ETH, $1,372. And then it bounced from there. So it's been bouncing from there ever since. Now it's breaking resistance. So this is the moment of truth for Ethereum. If it breaks here today, tonight, tomorrow, it's going to shoot higher. And my higher targets, the first one is 4,100, the second one is 4,400, and then ultimately needs to break $4,957, the all-time high. Once it breaks that, goes into price discovery. Let's talk about Tom Lee here, his price predictions. End of year, right here, $16,000. Can it get there? I'm not sure about that, because if we look at a 5-year trajectory all the way to 2029, so a 4-year trajectory, which would be another cycle, it brings us to $30,000. which is another one of his targets. But this year, 16,000 seems kind of unlikely, since Ethereum kind of needs to follow a trend and not sort of a parabolic rise, which would be insane. 310% rise, $12,000 increase. Just kind of seems unlikely, but I'm buying Ethereum. I'm holding it because I see long-term gains with it. I don't care if it hits 16,000 this year. That's not my goal with ETH. My goal is 10 years from now, hitting $30,000, just like the beginning stages of Bitcoin. Let's talk about the RSI right here. So the RSI is nowhere overbought, nowhere oversold. So it's real neutral right now, picking up. Okay, it's picking up. It's showing signs that we are in the middle of, or the beginning stages of this bull run. We look at the week chart here. I can show you the RSI. It hit bottom here in April, all the way down to 32. When it was in the 32 region, it was in 2018, 2019. So the beginning stages of ETH. So we're just at the beginning stages now, and you can see it picked up here all the way to a 66 RSI, which was still nowhere overbought, continued to move up, and then really overbought, which was 2 years after. So we are still so early, and the beginning stages with Ethereum might lead us to prices that really we just can't comprehend right now, and we don't know. So this cup and handle looks very big, 5 years long, really huge. Ethereum has came back in all of its price gaps. So all the price gaps have been filled. So it's just a matter of time that it does explode upwards here and breaks this resistance. The resistance number we're looking for here, we're going to go into the 4-hour chart, 2% away from breaking resistance. 2% only, that's it, 2%, but which this resistance is really heavy, so it could bring us all the way back to $3,300 region again, and that's where we retested right there. So we just retested that. Now it's coming up to break resistance. If it doesn't break, it's coming back down to 3,300. If it breaks below that, well, there's a long way down there. We just have to be patient with this one right here. But yeah, it definitely can come back and retest all the way down here, $1,671. I very much doubt that. I do think it's going to break resistance, and we're going to go into new price discovery. All right, that's all I have for this video. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.